Well, good morning everybody. We're back out on the home build. Today we're going to be working on our footing drain. You can see a portion of it right here that's all kind of coiled up. And you might have seen it in a previous video. I had to put it underneath the driveway right in here before I backfilled. So there's a section right here that has this footing drain that's going underneath it with a 3-inch electrical pipe. Has a 1-inch conduit for Comcast or cable. There's also a water line under there, so several pipes going through, and as well as I'm gonna have like 3 other sleeves going right up here on top, all before the driveway gets put over top. But it's all about foundation drain. So this is our foundation drain. It's got the sock around it. Okay, in addition to that, I'm going to be using geofabric, wrapping around it, encasing it in open rock. So that's going to be pretty important, as well as lapping it up onto the foundation. So I'm going to be digging a little trench. Some people, they put the foundation drain on top, which is wrong, on top of the footing. Some people put it right at the bottom of the footing, which is better. But for me, I have the geotech said I had to have 6 inches of gravel, compacted gravel underneath the footing. So where this is gonna go is 6 inches below the bottom of the footing. So to me, that's where water is gonna go down to. There's clay underneath, and I'm gonna be going all the way around 6 inches below this gravel. So I gotta dig a little trench all the way around the building, 6 inches down. So you'll see that process, and as well as you'll see me lap the geofabric with gravel, about hopefully somewhere around 6 inches of gravel, up the stem wall some. So that way, if anything comes down, it filters and stops at that geofabric and doesn't clog up my sock that goes around my footing drain. So as well as this section of the house right here, and on over there, there's going to be about a 4-foot planter between the house and a sidewalk. So I don't want all that water that's just going to be coming through watering the bushes. Actually, blueberry bushes sound pretty cool. That would be, see if I can talk my wife into doing that. Planting bushes, and all that water going down is going to go right into the footing, into the house, and that sort of thing. So that gives that fabric, that filter, gives a spot so that all the fines from the soil is not going down into it, clogging everything up. So, and any excess water has a spot to carry it on out. So this is the process. Let's get started. Since I'm going to be below the footing, make sure you're at least a 4 to 1 away from the edge of the footing. So if I'm 6 inches down, the edge of this little trench that I'm digging has to be at least 6 inches away from the edge of the footing. This allows stable bearing for your footing. Very critical in this situation. Got my helper. What she's doing is cutting these the banding and the nails. All these banding pieces right here. Got to get those cut off. A little bit of waterproofing, that sort of thing that we paint on. We got some of this trench all dug, ready for the sock drain, perimeter drain, footing drain, French drain. They got all different names. And then I got my other helper down here. He's putting on the tar, this foundation coating system right here. We're putting it right where the banding has been cut. And then also the ties on this 4-foot wall section. Careful not to dribble on you, buddy. Ruin your clothes. So all this 4-foot section, they got banding here, ties, and then the foundation down here, the banding down below. That's where water can wick through. So we gotta, yeah, you can take a break, buddy. And water can wick through, rust that, and that sort of thing. So it's just best to throw a coat of waterproofing on it so that, you know, water doesn't get inside the house there. There's not going to be enough water that's just pouring down and hydraulic pressure against this foundation with that perimeter drain that I have. So I'm not going to coat the whole wall, just those sections right there, and then go from there. So if it was a basement, something else, livable space, then absolutely we'd be waterproofing the whole thing. So let's keep going. All right, yesterday was a hard day. We had lots of digging through all this rock right here. Notice that you've probably been noticing that I've been throwing the rock up here, kind of creating a little bit of a slope, and to make room for this geofabric. And so I line the geofabric in that trench and up on towards the foundation, and then I'm gonna lay the sock drain down through here, and I'm gonna pour gravel in there. And it's going to be like a 6-inch layer of gravel all the way up, and then I'll wrap this around like a burrito. So this is going to be a planter over here, and any water that filters through can go into this filter fabric, into the perimeter drain, and out to the side. Around here I got the foundation drain, the trench all dug, so you can see it real quick, all through and around the corner and that sort of thing. So this is today's the process for getting that all lined and in. I don't need to go all the way in. This is going to all be covered by concrete patio, so I'm just going to go in a little ways and then backfill that with gravel and whatnot. So that's the plan. Let's keep on trucking. All right, I think we're at that point where we're gonna start pouring some open rock. What I got is a 3/4 open rock. It's gonna lay right in this little, encompass the pipe. The pipe stays on the bottom and it gets surrounded by the gravel and up towards the side, and then eventually this fabric's gonna lay over top of it, kind of like a burrito. So let's sit back, relax, and have a look. Hey George, what you doing?
Tidying this.
What is that?
Coupler.
Yeah. So we got a flex pipe going into ABS. So we got this socket to socket coupling. I got my good helper here doing a great job tightening it up for me. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, so we got some of the rock back here on this side of the house, and we started wrapping the fabric back up and over, and I'll make sure that that gets another extra piece in between where I've sliced it to go around those pipes. And this right here that's going through, it's to drain the underside of the house. So I got a flex pipe. My helper George, he's working on the coupling, which is going to connect these two right here from ABS to flex pipe. And then on the inside, it's going to have a one-way valve and with like a clean out. So if for any reason it flooded in here, pipe broke, that sort of thing, it's got a drain that can get out of the underside of the house. And then it's going to tie in right down here And I'm having another section of Y right down there going that direction. So I'm gonna have to go buy some more geofabric. Looks like I didn't have enough. Bummer. So it's kind of putting a damper on this weekend for this project. I'll have to wait till the store's open back up. Today's Saturday, so. But there's lots of other stuff to do in the meantime. All right, we got the coupler right here. I hope I got it all made up. We're gonna shove this on right like that. Now it's locked on there. And that would suck to try to get that off because it does a really good job of getting on. This is the ABS coupler. So I'm gonna use ABS glue right here. Yeah. We're gonna glue that on. So I don't need, for this, I don't need primer. My one-way valve is going to be on the inside. Get a little bit on this other one too. That. Get those suckers together. A little pressure, a little quarter turn, holding it just for a second. So they like to come apart. It's just the chemical reaction that's happening in it. And make sure my pipe's somewhat straight going through. And that's it. Now this is ready for backfill. All right, that sucker wasn't too easy, but I cut some slits into it, just like 3/4 inch slits, and was able to collapse that front end to be able to jam it in through that rubber coupling, and then tighten those down. And you want to make sure that that's good and tight. The previous piece that I had, it wasn't tightening up; it could just come apart, so it wasn't right. So I took that off, got a longer one. Put that in, got it in both ends, got this piece in for now, and I can backfill with this open rock here. There's no fines in it. Backfill all this, and if anything, at least I can fold that piece down, and I'm gonna be somewhere right in here with my rock. So this section here, I'm gonna leave open. I got this sewer line that I gotta tie in and around and go through that hole right there. So more to come. For our foundation drain, been pretty busy. I'm gonna start and stop a section right here because this long of a foundation drain, I realized that right in here, who knows, the what if, I want to put a clean out. You never know. So I'm gonna have this as being a riser about up here somewhere, and so that I can flush it out or something, just cause. And then I'm gonna pick up a new one, so I'm gonna actually have 2 clean outs. I probably could have a T there, and so 1 pipe, but I'm gonna have 2 pipes, one going one direction, one going the other. A snake can make this bend a lot easier if it's a 90 like that. If it was a T, it would be pretty hard to do. So that's our plan. You can see I'm kind of wrapped in a burrito. The grade out here is not too much lower than it is right here, so there's going to be soil and that sort of thing on top of it, but I need to keep that down as much as I can as well. So there's plenty of 6 inches of gravel all the way around this. Over here we're getting ready to get started on our rain drain, but you can see the fabric was lapped up and around there, which I'll get that back on and that sort of thing. So this section's done. It's ready to start working the gravel. And then over here, I got a little more done over here. You can see I got fabric going up the wall because I want to have like 6 inches of gravel between the wall and the fabric, so that anything gets beyond that starts draining down to my foundation drain. So the rest of here is going to be a 4-foot planter and then a 4-foot sidewalk out here. So out in here I want to start putting soil in, but I got all my plumbing and stuff going on right here, so I want gravel that gives it a good cover. If I just put soil right onto it, it could start smashing those pipes, and I don't want that. So gravel kind of works its way around the pipes, keeping it from crushing, and then I'll start putting soil on top of it. But still got to get some more fabric, geofabric, kind of do the same thing. This area here is just about ready to start wrapping that around, other than I want some more gravel so I can have a layer of gravel going up like this down to my footing drain. So we're gonna keep on trucking, keep on going. Life of a carpenter. All right, we got more fabric, and I just want to give you a shot before we started putting gravel in it. So the wind's kind of being a pain in the butt, pulling it off. I'll have to, as I'm putting gravel in, I'll have to keep it up. But that's what it should look like. Put gravel at the bottom, up the slope, and then this fabric I'm gonna lay over top of it. Then I'm gonna put some other dirt and soil and that sort of thing in it, and that sort of thing. So I'm gonna start over here with the gravel, and how it's lapped over, I can lap this one that direction. So this time I'm getting a little more smart and a little smarter, and depending on how the fabric's lapped, that's where I'm going to start. So let's get the tractor and get that going and get some gravel. I got my good helper, my son George Rogers. He's helped me on this. Keep in mind, when you're having children run tractors and things like that, go over the safety protocols, what's safe, not to bump certain things. All these conversations I've had with all my kids, and it's critical. You don't want them hurting anyone, themselves, that sort of thing. I've trained my kids and taught my kids ways of safety, and they're aware of all these aspects. So I've ingrained in their minds ever since they were little to what to do and how to do it to be safe. Of course, we all make mistakes, and I'm always aware of that possibility, so staying clear. So the helpers, they need to stay clear, not get in between, a pinch point between the tractor and the walls. Inside corners like this, it's hard for fabric to bend, so I cut a little extra piece to lap over top. Here I'm backfilling about 2 feet deep. This type of soil is like a clay mixture of soil. It's dry, so I'm gonna wet it, come back overnight. The next day I'm gonna use this jumping jack. Here, this jumping jack can pound that ground down about 2 feet max. So if it was a thinner, I might use a plate compactor. Thick like this, I need to use this. This is the only option other than a backhoe with a rolling compactor, and I don't have that option, so this works. This type of machine is a very labor intensive, and need to be careful, keep your feet out of the way. Here I'm having my daughter help me. It's just so much compaction that I needed to have 2 people at this time working it. When compacting this area, I want a really good compaction. This dry mix can leave voids. I'm gonna have concrete over top of it, and I don't want any settling happening. we just about getting the foundation drain all wrapped up. You can see we got some backfill against it. Still need to compact, but got rock coming all the way up again along the stem wall, just like that. And you can see this other side just got a little bit left to do. And then tie that out. I'm gonna have a riser over there for a clean out, 2 of them, and that sort of thing. So to give you a little idea what's happening. And just so like right here, I'm gonna be shoving rock right in between the fabric and the foundation. Try to bring that rock and with a separation between the dirt and the rock with that geofabric, so kind of keeps those fines and that sort of thing from going in and eventually clogging it up. So hopefully you can get a good view of that. And then here it is, it's being wrapped like a burrito. So well, this concludes the foundation drain. I got the last little tie-in complete. Here's our clean out. I was gonna do 2 and with the 90s, but had kind of a change of heart. I wanted the water that collects to be able to go that way, that's over in this section, as well as that way. So if I had a 90 here, it wouldn't be able to come back through this direction. So I think that works. You can get a kind of a look at the gravel, how that's circumferenced around the drainage pipe, and then the geofabric that lays back up over, and we're covering up with soil down there. So that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed this this section of the home build, and I hope you keep watching. So make sure, if you like the videos, make sure you hit that like button. If you have some comments, concerns, or anything else, just leave a comment down. I'd love to take a look and see what I can change or what I can learn, you know, that sort of thing as well. So see you next time on the home build.